Most health coaches don't fail because they're bad coaches. They fail because nobody ever taught them how to actually get clients. So they spend years building websites, posting on social media, collecting certifications, trying funnels, trying to look professional. And years later, they still don't have a real business. And honestly, it's not their fault. After years of helping health coaches go from zero clients to six-figure businesses, I can tell you the online business world has made this way more complicated than it needs to be. Because if I had to start over today as a health coach from absolute zero, no audience, no followers, no paid ads or fancy funnels, and I needed to make my first $10,000 now, this is exactly what I would do. This was a live coaching session with my health coach clients, and what I'm about to show you is the exact framework I would use if I had to rebuild everything from scratch today.
Okay, so if we're looking at going from 0 to 10K now, so where this came from is the first, it is so easy to go from 100,000 to 300,000. And you know what, you've heard me say that before, but it's like, it's not relevant to me. Like, not, thanks very much. That doesn't help me get my first 10K. The hardest part is the first 1,000 really, but then the first 10,000, that's the hardest part. And then if you know that you can do that, then we can just start to put that on the repeat. Now, what got you here is not going to get you there. Like, there's some new skills involved, but it's a really helpful skill to know that no matter what, if I find myself at zero, or if I just find myself in need of 10K now, because I'm a business owner, that I want you to at least once feel the feeling that no matter what, if you had to, you could do this. And I think you get a peace of mind knowing that you can always bail yourself out. You're not dependent on someone or something or some condition or like the economy or anything. And it has served me really well because, for example, if you do Facebook ads, like, just trust me, like, I'm saving you a whole whack of trouble. There, like, you can literally, and on many different occasions, I've spent thousands of dollars and got nothing. And that's with a team that knows what they're doing. And so when that's happening, you can't just throw more money at it. It's like, is that a good idea? So you got to have something in that back pocket that you can call on while whatever shift changes and we reacclimatize to the new temperature, because there's always, the only constant is change. Okay, so that's kind of, so this is going to be a really helpful skill for you to use. There's more than one right answer, but I want you to know why we're doing it. It's not about the money, but you got to make enough money so that it's not about the money.
And this is where I think so many incredible health coaches get stuck. They think they need more followers, certifications, more technology, more branding, when really what they need first is simplicity. Because when you know how to help people consistently, everything changes. So if I had to truly start over, here's what I would not do.
If I had to start today, if I was to start today, then I'll show you what I would not do. I wouldn't join and get a bunch of certifications because that's going to take too long. And you guys know, you already know enough to help another person. I'm not going to build funnels because that takes too long, costs too much. Then, I need even more. It's not about social media. It takes too long for them to get to know you and all of that. It takes too long. Not going to do paid ads. That takes even longer. And it's volatile, as we said. I'm not going to do fancy automations. I just need 10K now. Desert island, have to do it to save your family, whatever it is. I got to keep it simple. And so it's not about likes, followers, or influencers. This is what had me distracted a little bit, because I am going to show you how to be not a social media influencer, but an influencer in your niche. Be that person of value. Be the person who is an expert in your field and share information. Okay, but it is going to be about 4 simple steps. Okay, so if we're going to do this, I want to set it up so that it's impossible to fail. So here's the math.
Now, this next part is really important because most people stop here, not because they can't do it, but because the first attempt feels uncomfortable. And what I want you to understand is business is a skill. Client attraction, it's a skill. And skills get easier through repetition. So instead of trying to build some massive, complicated business, I would focus on one thing: getting real humans, real results.
Free value. So when you offer but real value, otherwise you just blend into the noise. If you're saying everything like everybody else is saying, then you'll just blend in like everybody else. But if you have something to offer that is valuable, so things that come across my feed are like these meals have helped me, whatever, lose 10 pounds or manage my post hormone, or postmenopause hormones or something like that. When you offer free value that's legit, people are like, oh, that they notice that, and then they notice that. They won't notice you, not yet. And there's a formula and there's a science between how many times they have to receive this 11 before they actually take notice of you. And then the fifth one is familiar. And so if you notice your best friend, if you see your best friend, that's going to stand out. Okay, so if you see your best friend, that's going to stand out. If you see your neighbor, you're going to notice them. And so people will notice people that are familiar. Even though I don't tell you to post 10 times a day, that's not our philosophy and what we do. The reason people tell you that is they're trying to get you familiar. And when people see you enough, then they feel like they know you. First time that happened to me was when I was in New York, and I stood at IIN, and I was a student at that time. I believe it was my very first weekend, second day of the first weekend. And I got up and answered a question, and Joshua gave me the mic and just kind of went like this. Anyways, I'm on there. There's like 2,000 people in the Lincoln Center, and I'm on there on their big like jumbotron screen. Other people saw me. I didn't see all 2,000 other of them. Later on, I'm at Whole Foods coming out of the bathroom, and people are talking to me as if I know who the heck they are, because we're in a different environment and they're picking up like I know who they are. And so I had become familiar. Okay, so familiar. People will do that with celebrities, right? Like they'll get noticed. Okay, so part of this is repetition, and part of this is resonance. So these are the things of to get noticed. These are ways that you can attract attention. We're probably not going to go here, although strange if you have something stand out. And that's why people will do like red glasses or some kind of a funky thing for their brand. That can help you get noticed. But let's lean into this so that you don't blend into the background. One of the simplest ways, rather than trying to go on all of these places and get known in all of these different ways, is just to make a list of 500 people that you're already familiar with. You're already familiar. Comes from family, already familiar. That's going to be a lot easier than anything else you can do. So if I needed to earn 10K now, like 10K, I need 10K within the next 4 weeks, what would I do? This is what I would do. Now, eventually, we're going to lean into this and we're going to get a flywheel going that starts to feed itself. Because if you have one client that refers 10 more, like Sherry had, or if you're like Connie and you have four generations of clients, this is getting a lot easier. So you can see how it's so much easier once you've got the fire started to earn 10K, right? So 10 times 1,500, that's $15,000 right there. So, but at the beginning, you don't have that one person that's starting to feed the wheel. And so it becomes easier and easier. So to get started, desert island, got nothing but, who you already know, you can start there. So we make a list of 500. And then you're probably not going to reach out to all 500, but we're going to set it up so it's impossible for you to fail. The only way that you could not make $10,000 with this strategy is if you quit. The only way to fail is to quit. And the only way to fail is to get in your head that you did it right or wrong, or that it works or doesn't work. It works. You got to work it. And the thing is to believe it will work long enough for it to actually work. That's the thing. You just got to be consistent and focus. So from here, we're going to reach out until you get 20 baby betas. That's what I would do. I would just reach out until I had 20 baby betas. And I would say something like, hey, Sally, who do you know? Hey, Sally, I was thinking of you. I'm on a mission, because you're on a mission. I'm on a mission to help people with their energy, energy, bloating, and brain fog. I'll just pick three, but you put your niche. That is something that's applicable that other people would want. And I'm offering, and I'm wanting to give back, and I'm offering 3 sessions at a deeply discounted rate for just $100, or maybe you don't even say the price. So you're like, I'm on a mission to help people with their energy, energy, bloating, and brain fog. Got my brain fog. Who do you know that is struggling with some of those things and wanting some of these things, wanting to have more energy, leaner belly, less pain? Who do you know? And so we want to stop short of saying join my thing, because it's too much too soon. We just want to look for signals. Who do you know that is struggling with their energy, with their, and depending on how familiar, you can skip a step, but let's pretend they're like, you know them, but you don't know them that well. And so who do you know that's struggling with their energy, or their indigestion or digestive issues or something like that? And if you reach out to 500 people, you will get 20 replies. You will. You just will. When you get one that is a baby beta, then you say, hey, who else do you know that is struggling with these things like you are? Because I've got a couple more spots left that I'm offering. Who else do you know? And instead of saying, do you know anyone? Because then they'll say no, because that's the easy answer. But when we ask the question, who do you know? Then they're automatically looking for, who do they know? Even if most of them ignore you, you will get 20 responses. That's just the math. So then 20 people, you might only have to reach out to 50. You might only have to 50 people before you have 20. But it's going to be more than 20. And definitely you'll hit it by the time you get to 500. And if you're not, then we have to go, we got to WBD it, work with what works. What went well? How can I make it better? What would I do differently next time? There's something that the way that we're doing this that is different than the way others are doing it that is working. So if we have 20 baby betas at 100, that's $2,000. And then we can predict, especially when you follow the system where we do session 1, session 2, and session 3, that at least 30%, and just congrats to Sarah Grigoli again for getting those 3 back-end clients, 3 front-end becoming 3 back-end, using the same philosophy. What she's getting is the the foundation, the principle behind the tactics, if you will. And so we can expect 30% easily, and it could be closer to 80 or 90%, but easily that 6 people will become your front end client at $1,500, and that's 9,000, and that's 11K. There's 10K.
Now, notice what this does. This approach builds real skills. You learn how to communicate, how to connect, how to coach, how to solve problems, and how to create actual transformation. And eventually, you stop chasing clients because people start coming to you. And if you would like help creating your own roadmap from 0 to 6 figures, I'm actually doing a free small group training where I will walk 5 health coaches through how to get clients, how to simplify your business, how to structure your offers, and how to create a real coaching practice without burning out paid ads or social media hamster wheels. It's absolutely free, but it's limited to just 5 people so that it is valuable for you. So there'll be a link below to apply for one of those spots. I would love to find out more about you. Now let's resume the training.
And so when you have more people wanting in than you have spots for, then you switch from chasing to choosing. So you're going to invite to the small group training. On the small group training, it's kind of like a group call too. This is what Martita does. That's why she has 492 people. That's why she has multiple 6-figure practice. And that's why she can take the months of June and November, December off now. It wasn't like that at the beginning, but this is where we can next level build it. But in order to get your confidence, you might need to reach out to 500 people first, or 40 people to get your 20. So small group training, you got 5 people. From there, you take one. This builds up some tension here. The reason why Martita has been so successful is because she always has more people in than she has spots for. Most of you have more spots than people who are wanting. What this does is this increases demand. Now, if we got 5 people on the call and you're like, I only work with 2 people at a time. I only have a room for 2 people, or I only work with a small number of people at a time. I only have room for 2. They already know there's 5 people that are interested in what you do. So they know it's not fake scarcity. And they can understand why you would only work with 2 people, because you're really good at what you do. So now, if you have 2 people bidding on a house, 2 people, 2 buyers want one house, price is going to go up, the value goes up. If you have 10 houses and 1 buyer, price goes down. So we engineer the environment so that there's more people who are interested in this topic, and we engineer it so that the capacity that you have is lower than that number. And it allows you to filter it out. And so they can apply for one of those spots. If you're like, and I have frameworks and scripts of how to do this, and I'm continually doing that, but it's legit. Like, you can't work with, some of you guys got full-time jobs. You can't take 20 people on. When some of you guys were doing 20 baby betas all at once, and you got another job, it's a lot. And so we just want to know what our limit is, our official capacity, and let them know what it is too. I only have room for, it's kind of like the 5K and 5-day thing. I have room for X number of people. You just want the X number of people to be less than the number of people that are hearing that, and they know it. They have to know it. And then they know, like, now you don't have to chase them. You get to choose them. Night and day, it's like a switch. It's like a switch that you flip. You don't even have to be very good at sales.
And this is where business starts to become really fun, because what could be more fun than doing work you love with people you genuinely want to help, when you want, where you want, how you want, while actually transforming lives? That's the goal. Not burnout, hustle, not becoming some fake online influencer. Real freedom. your purpose, impact, joy. That's the game. And when you understand how to play the game, it becomes so much easier to play.
If we know where we're at and where we're wanting to be, you will get there eventually. The only way to fail is to quit. It's not about being perfect. We're back to our initial rules. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing the best you can with where you are, with what you got. And as you move forward, the only way to know is to get started. And as you move forward, know that the first time's going to suck. We just know that already. So just get it out of the road. Get that first try out of the road. And then work with what works. What went well? How can we make it better? What will we do differently next time? And stay on that proven path and work to continually get better, improve your numbers, because you will get there.
And if you would like my help on figuring out how to go from 0 to 6 figures without burnout, paid ads, social media hamster wheels, I'm doing that free small group training where I customize this information to you. You can apply below. And if you're excited to get working on your first 10K and implement the math I outlined here, then you will love this next video because I show you how to get your first health coaching clients. Be good for you.